Hello, how are you doing? Welcome back to some more F1 Manager 2022 and another part of our Aston Martin career mode, the penultimate part of Season 4 in the Sao Paulo Grand Prix in Brazil. The championship is going to go down to the wire, but it took a big turn towards Carlos Sainz in the last episode. Lewis Hamilton, of course, crashing out dramatically after starting in 12th position, and I feel completely responsible for that. So for that reason, today's going to be all about Lewis Hamilton. We are going to favour him today to give him the best possible chance for the final race of the season. That doesn't mean I'm going to neglect Carlos Sainz. We're still going to, give him everything. We're just going to make sure Lewis is in the most favourable position, because I do feel terrible that we ran out of fuel with Lewis, and I think he would have possibly won that Mexican Grand Prix. And he had an 8-point championship lead. He's now 17 points behind his teammate Carlos Sainz. He's going to need a miracle if he is to win his 8th World Championship title. But thank you very much for the support on the series so far. Give it a big thumbs up down below if you are enjoying it. And of course, let's get ourselves immersed into the action. Starting off by handing out some dev points. We've got one for Carlos Sainz. We'll pop that onto his accuracy. Anything in terms of these? Dr. Beer has one, so we'll pop it onto his drag reduction. Nothing else in there. What about Piastri? Nope, nothing for Piastri. Right. Okay then. Quick check of the Brazil circuit. Yeah, it's going to be mediums and hards if it's not a wet weather race. But let's get into it and see what David Croft has to say.
The carnival atmosphere has already started here in Sao Paulo as Brazil welcomes the Formula One Grand Prix. The Autodromo José Carlos Pache has been a staple of the racing calendar for decades, and soon we'll once again be watching the best drivers in the world give it their all. The Sao Paulo track is beautifully designed to present an enticing challenge for teams and drivers alike. Between medium-speed S-corners, hill climbs, and the high-speed section after Junção, this circuit calls for cars to have a balanced setup to succeed here. With the season nearly concluded, time is running out for the teams. Can anyone make a last-minute breakthrough? Can the leading drivers hold on? Only time will tell. So, without further ado, let's get started.
Well, there you go. It is going to potentially rain on race day. It's definitely going to rain in qualifying. You just couldn't make it up, could you? Okay, I think we're all ready and raring to go for qualifying. It is going to be a dash to get out there, because I think that rain is going to be coming imminently. Not necessarily in Q1, but let's get them out there anyway. Carlos Sainz can go first. And then Lewis Hamilton can go straight after him. As I say, we're going to try and be a bit more favourable towards Lewis in this race, if anyone. Simply because I do feel very, very bad for last Grand Prix and making the mistake in qualifying that meant he had to start as low as 12th. He would have been right up there, if not on pole position. He's going slightly quicker than his teammate Carlos Sainz at the moment. What about the Ferrari? The Ferrari was looking pretty quick, and it is purple in both the first and second sector as Lewis Hamilton comes up to the line. It's a 1:07.9, which is about half a tenth quicker. But here comes Charles Leclerc. He's looking slightly quicker than both of those. And he comes through, and he does go quickest by around about 0.2 in the end, which is pretty impressive from the Ferrari, who hasn't really been showing that sort of form all season. So Lewis Hamilton third, Carlos Sainz in fourth, Bottas up there as well. This could be a pretty close run thing. And as I say, we are expecting rain at some point in the qualifying day. That's why they can go back out there and do another run. And some clear air. No, I don't think that's going to actually make any difference now.
Did somebody spin out there?
As they came onto their lap just as everybody else was starting it. Well, there you go, Sainz down in 10th there. But Q1 is over. Plenty of grid penalties to think about later on. But Giovinazzi, Tsunoda, Schumacher, Stroll and Latifi will take no further part in qualifying. And now the rain has started. So let's get ourselves into Q2. Let's have a quick look at what we're expected. Yeah, pretty consistent weather is what's expected. So we'll get them both out there.
Light rain.
Yeah.
And now let's watch both of them. We have got some yellows in Sector 1, and it is one of the Alpines has gone straight on.
Got a car stopped on the track.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's gonna...
There's been a crash. Sounds like a single
Yeah,
car.
it was Kevin Magnussen that crashed. And I don't know whether that's gonna make a massive impact on the times that these two can put in. But at least they can get a bank of time in before any rain or further rain falls. But Ferrari are looking pretty good, admittedly. Lewis looking slightly quicker than his teammate Carlos Sainz, and needs to be this weekend. So here we go then, Carlos Sainz up to the finish line, and it is a 1:13.2 and a 1:13.3 for Lewis Hamilton. So not a great final sector, to be honest. Perez goes P3, Ricciardo now quickest. We will have to go back out.
We've just had a spin.
But now looking at the track conditions, you can see it has actually worsened. Will get better towards the end again. So we're currently second and third. And Verstappen currently out, and Ocon currently out as well. Yeah, we want to try and definitely be the last drivers over the line here. Yeah, most of them going out on new intermediate tyres. Hamilton should just about make it. Just coming round the middle sector. He's still got a minute to go. But doesn't want to dawdle too much. But yeah, I'll be impressed if if there aren't loads of changes here. I think this could be a pretty intense ending to qualifying. So, Carlos Sainz is coming around. He's going to be starting his final lap. Lewis Hamilton will easily make it as well. Let's just have a little look at everybody's times. You can see Leclerc's gone quickest in Sector 1. So most people are improving out there. It is going to be intriguing to see if Carlos Sainz improves in Sector 1. Yes, he does. Because of the yellow flag, I would assume both of our drivers will improve. Verstappen purple in the middle sector. Hamilton coming through the first sector. He is green there. Ricciardo currently quickest. Zhou Guanyu goes up to third.
No rain. So
the rain has stopped. Russell up to third. It is going to be kind of last man over the line is going to get the best time. Albon up to second. What a time from him. Here comes Pierre Gasly. He's over the line. No change for him. Verstappen over the line now. He goes quickest. Ocon through as well. Leclerc goes through. Hamilton drops into the bottom 5. Norris is through. Here comes Bottas. He goes up to 8th. So Hamilton down to 12th as it stands. Green in the middle sector. This is going to be pretty close. Where does Sainz go? This will be a good indication for Hamilton of where he might finish. Sainz goes up to 5th. So Hamilton should get through. But it is going to be pretty close. He's going to need a good lap. He comes over the line. It's a 13 flat, which just about pops him up into 4th place. But look how close it was. And, well, both Mercedes cars out. But Lewis Hamilton will be very, very happy at getting through there. Only 3/10 down on used intermediate tyres. Very intense end to Q2, but going out, Bottas, Russell, Zhou Guanyu, Pierre Gasly, and Kevin Magnussen. Right then, looks like soft tyres again into Q3, which is definitely interesting, not what I was expecting, so let's head out there straight away. Is there going to be any more rain? It doesn't appear so.
Yeah, all good.
So Sainz is going to go out there. Lewis is going to go out there as well. As I say, we need Lewis to be ahead. Or we'd like Lewis to be ahead to sort of pay him back for the disaster that was last race. So Sainz coming up towards Max Verstappen on his lap. Is Verstappen going to stay out of the way? No, Verstappen has very much got in the way. I think Lewis is okay. He's coming up to a very similar part of the lap. Not ideal. I think Hamilton got away with it slightly more than what Sainz did. And here comes Carlos Sainz up to the line. It's going to be in the 108 and yeah, nowhere near really a 108.6. Needs to be in the 107s. And it's going to be Lewis Hamilton now up to the line. He's surely going to go slightly quicker. Not quite. Well. There you go, but that's going to be nowhere near good enough. And to be honest, it's weather. Get them out there again. They should have time for a third run. Up to 7th there. Oh, is Hamilton going to get another run? He should do. So 7th and 8th currently. Albon currently 2nd for AlphaTauri. You'd expect that Ocon would do a little bit better, but he might not. Verstappen is going to be dragged along by his teammate by the looks of it. Well, let's see. Lewis Hamilton then. Let's watch him on his brand new soft tyres. Has been the quicker of the two guys this weekend. How far up can he get? You'd suspect he should be able to out-qualify Alex Albon, but you never know what's possible. It's a very little track rubber out there. Hamilton coming through. Yellow in the middle, in the first sector. So it's going to be Daniel Ricciardo over the line first, and everybody should have some new soft tyres. So Ricciardo comes over the line, doesn't improve. What about Leclerc? He goes third. It's going to be Vettel next. Over the line, he goes fourth. Perez, what can he do? He's followed by Norris. Norris should get a little bit of a tow from the Ferrari. No changes. What about Verstappen? Is he going to improve? No, but Ocon goes up to P2. Verstappen did improve, by the way. Albon doesn't. What about Carlos Sainz? He's green in the middle sector. Sainz only 8th. What about Hamilton? Hamilton across the line, only 7th. Wow. Wow. That is a shocker. Only 7th and 9th for the 2 World Championship contenders. That's pretty massive. That's one of our worst qualifying performances of the season, and you can't really say that we did a lot wrong there. But it is what it is.
Welcome to race day. And before we get down to it, last-minute checks are being made.
We didn't see the best qualifying effort from Aston Martin, but Formula One races can certainly be unpredictable. So how will today play out for the team? It was a pleasure to watch Red Bull's excellent performance during qualifying. Their drivers will now be looking ahead to the race itself and hoping to capitalize. And the sun is shining bright here today. This is perfect weather for teams and drivers alike to show us what they're capable of.
And when it comes down to it, there's simply no telling what will happen here in the ups and downs of Sao Paulo.
Right then. Is it going to be raining at the start of the race? No, but when is it going to rain? Let's have a little look of that. It's going to rain sort of middle to end of the Grand Prix. Could go medium. So whether you could go hard on the first stint, but I don't think you actually could. Let's see if we can do that. Let's have a little gander. So hard tires. You could. And intermediates. That's perhaps a risky strategy for Hamilton, but we'll try it. He is starting 4th today, by the way, after all of the grid penalties. I think Sainz is going to go for the more normal strategy, which I suppose he could go softs, then mediums. So like a 2-stop before the intermediates. Well, we will see. We'll give them the best possible opportunities. As I say, we're giving Lewis the best chance to try and win this race. Carlos Sainz will be starting off pretty aggressive on those soft tyres. Let's see how he gets on, and let's get ourselves into this Grand Prix. It's going to be a good one, I would think. Whoops. No, that's not what we wanted. We wanted that. There you go. Right, here we go then. Into the Grand Prix we go. I'm nervous. Sainz could win the championship
it's
today.
Sunny and bright as the drivers line up on the grid. And here we've got Lewis Hamilton. They're in the front half of the pack, so there's plenty of potential for them. And further back, there's Sainz. With a top 10 position on the grid, this race could really go either way for them. Will their hard work pay off today? Who will win? Only time will tell. Here at the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. It's lights out.
Lights out, away we go. Here in Sao Paulo, a Ferrari 1-2. Nobody would have called that at the start of the season. And Leclerc goes down the inside of Perez. He leads out of turn 1. Of course, we're expecting Sainz is going to have the better of Hamilton in this first stint. Sainz, of course, being on 2-step softer tyres than Lewis. But they are side by side, and they'll be wanting to keep it clean in this first stint, not take any risks. But Sainz already having a look at Lewis, and he is through on his 7-time world champion teammate and his big rival for the championship. They're still side by side as we head through the second half of this first lap. I think Sainz has finally made the move stick, so he is through. Carlos Sainz now is ahead of Lewis Hamilton, and now he goes down the inside of Sebastian Vettel. That's a huge move to make early on in this Grand Prix. Carlos Sainz is through. Of course, he is going to be pitting an extra time in this first stint than Lewis Hamilton.
Aston Martin with a great play there.
He is looking pretty quick out there. Let's have a little look at the tyres people have selected. Most people on mediums. There are some people on softs, and only Lewis Hamilton has selected the hard tyre, so only he will be out there when the rain starts. And he'll be hoping that it makes a big difference as Carlos Sainz now goes around the outside, or tries to go around the outside of Charles Leclerc. Doesn't quite work out, but Lewis Hamilton still chasing after Kevin Magnussen. Oh, there's almost contact there.
It's a good stint so far.
Yeah, it was actually this one that we wanted Sainz to be the aggressor, didn't we?
Have just gained a race position.
Certainly don't want Lewis. Oh, I feel like there was contact back there. I don't think there was, but Carlos Sainz is into the lead of this Grand Prix. He has passed Perez, and he has done it. And currently, as it stands, Carlos Sainz will be world champion. At this point of the Grand Prix, Lewis Hamilton holding off Daniel Ricciardo. He's playing the long game, of course. Carlos Sainz needs to push on. And now with DRS enabled, is Lewis Hamilton going to be able to stick to these guys? Who knows? But we'll zoom it forward. Some yellow flags briefly there.
Who's running wide there?
Yeah, Lewis kind of needs to stay in the DRS range of Vettel. Looks like he is doing. It's Max Verstappen that we kind of need to be worried of. He's pushing his way through the field right now. Let's have a little look at the forecast. Still suspecting that it's going to be rain a little bit later on, as the two Ferraris battling it out near the front, and it's Carlos Sainz leading this Grand Prix. We have had a lock-up, and I think it is Kevin Magnussen a little bit lower down the field in the Alpine. He's not having a good weekend, is he? Yes, let's keep pushing. Carlos Sainz very much leading this Grand Prix. We're expecting Verstappen to pass Lewis Hamilton pretty quickly here. And there goes Max Verstappen. He goes down the inside They're still fighting, but not really going to have the speed to keep him behind.
Red Bull moved up.
And his main thing is he's got to stay within 20 seconds, really, of Carlos Sainz. Because Sainz is going to be pitting an extra time. That's Lewis's target. Here comes Daniel Ricciardo. He might be having a little look down the inside. Doesn't quite go for it this time. But Lewis doing a good job of staying in front for now. But these hard tyres are going to be hard to get anything out of. Carlos Sainz, meanwhile, coming up towards his pit window in 1 lap time. So he's now going to be aggressive on these tyres. Hamilton's still in 6th place, only a couple of seconds behind Max Verstappen. And there goes Daniel Ricciardo round the outside. Lewis makes him go the long way. And they're still side by side. Lewis needs to be careful here. He cannot afford a retirement. Sainz still got a couple of laps.
A position gained for
to go.
Alfa Romeo.
Yes, Ricciardo is through. Lewis managed to get himself back past, actually.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
And I think Lewis is back on the back of Max Verstappen. That's worked out rather nicely, hasn't it? So now he's back in this DRS train. That runs all the way to 2nd place. Carlos Sainz will be coming in this lap. Putting onto the medium tyres.
So box and pit confirm.
Yeah, I'll be the box.
Just look after this tyre set though. Look after it.
Yeah, all good.
Hamilton battling with Ocon.
Just give me some lift and coast. Have a lift off.
Copy, copy.
So Sainz coming in this lap. Don't know where he's going to come out, but
Yeah, don't sweat it.
we'll see. Hamilton's dropped behind Ocon now.
Understood.
Here he goes. Carlos Sainz in the pits.
Oh, big lock up
And
there.
that was Latifi locking up. No surprise there. Carlos Sainz away once again. I think he should be out ahead of Nicholas Latifi in his own little bit of clean air. So Sainz on the medium tyres now should make it up to the wet weather. That's the plan anyway. So Sebastian Vettel currently leads this race. We've got Verstappen in 2nd. Then we have got Charles Leclerc. And then Perez and Ocon. And Hamilton is currently in P6. On the hard tyres, remember. So Hamilton's got a lot more pace in there. But is hoping to take these tyres all the way to the rain that we are predicting. And that rain still is predicted. It's going to be a question of wets or intermediates, really. So let's keep going.
Was that a lock-up on the track?
Yuki Tsunoda locking up that time. Sainz, by the way, is now caught up to the main pack, and this should be an easy overtake for him. He goes down the inside of George Russell, and now right behind Kevin Magnussen. All quick cars, to be fair.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
And Sainz this time should be easily making it past Kevin Magnussen. As Sebastian Vettel is just retaking the lead of this Grand Prix. We've got Ferraris in there as well. It's all kicking off, really. And all of this is helping Carlos Sainz. I'm assuming these medium tyre runners will be coming in at some point as well. On 58% tyres. Lewis Hamilton still probably about 17 laps away from needing to come into the pits. We've got yellow flags out there. And yes, some people are coming into the pit lane. I suppose that must be the soft tyre runners. So Sainz, yeah, now well ahead of Kevin Magnussen. So let's zoom it forward. Sainz won't be far away from catching up to this lot. And yes, so some of the medium tyre runners are in the pits now. So Lewis Hamilton up to third, Sainz in fifth. He's doing a decent job of keeping these tyres intact. It's all going to be about if and when that rain drops. Most people that have come into the pits have either gone on to another set of mediums or a set of hards. Sainz at a good advantage. He's got a very good undercut on most of those guys, and those two come in now. So Lewis Hamilton, this is his big opportunity. He's got clean air.
Think about less lifting coast.
And we need to think about now what sort of lap times Lewis Hamilton is putting in. Because Carlos Sainz is going to move up into second place. So Lewis has got a big lead. Currently it's Charles Leclerc in third place, Zhou Guanyu in fourth. I think most people have been into the pits now. Yep, all except Lewis Hamilton, so it's sort of shook itself out a little bit, hasn't it? So Lewis Hamilton, let's see what sort of time he puts in here. He's coming up to the start-finish line. It's at 112.9. Sainz coming around now. Somebody's ran wide. And it was Lewis, I think. Was it Lewis? I don't know. Was it Lewis? No, it was Latifi. It was a 112.4. So Sainz is about half a second a lap quicker. And 10 seconds behind. So it's probably going to work out all right. Let's pop that onto interval just to check this. Yeah, Sainz has got 4 seconds.
Rain is imminent.
And we're expecting that rain coming very, very shortly. So although Lewis Hamilton had to endure pain at the start of the race, it looks like we're going to be able to double stack the cars onto intermediate tyres. Don't even have to be the first ones to do it. Really. So here we go then. We are expecting that rain to fall anytime now. Might as well be a bit more aggressive with Carlos Sainz and his tyres. Lewis, by the way. Let's get back down to that. Here comes the rain.
So rain is just starting.
So we're going to go on to the intermediate tyres with Lewis. I'm going to do the same with Carlos Sainz. We're going to risk it.
So box, pick confirm.
So here comes Lewis Hamilton then. Into the pit lane. Leclerc continues on. Yeah, everybody seems to be out. I think I can see green striped tyres, so I think we're making the right call. Lewis is away. That was good. Sainz going to be away. Yes, he is. So Lewis away in 2.3 seconds. Now then. So that's Sainz coming out now. I think we're going to be slightly more aggressive with Lewis, try and get him past.
Yep.
These slower runners. So I think it's worked out pretty much perfectly.
Copy. Temps are climbing. Temps are now climbing.
So yeah, Lewis goes down the inside. That was risky on Stroll, but needed to be done.
So focus on to bring your tyre temperatures back under control for the moment.
We'll pop Sainz on standard as well.
Yeah.
I think that Alfa Romeo, yeah, is coming in. Let's just check everybody's tyres. They're all on intermediate. So even if the rain does flurry down, everybody on intermediate tyres. And there it is. So Lewis Hamilton leads this Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Carlos Sainz is in second, 3.4 seconds behind. Leclerc has come out in third place. Pretty decent from him. And everybody is onto the intermediate tyres. So now it's going to be a race to the next pit stop, and also a question of whether the likes of Leclerc, Verstappen, etc., are they going to come in later on in this Grand Prix or not? So we've got Leclerc right behind Carlos Sainz. I don't think Sainz should have a problem defending, really. Well, mind you, he is going to have to defend. Well, there's going to be no DR. Oh, well, there you go. Sainz is behind nearly.
Up.
I think Sainz can probably push it a little bit on the
You're looking
engine.
good at the moment.
But But Leclerc looking fast on those intermediate tyres.
We do not require any fuel liftoff.
Okay.
They are side by side here. Yeah, Sainz defending well there. Still going side by side. He's got the inside line though. And that should give Sainz the advantage. Wow. Yes, just in front. Well, yeah, Leclerc now in front.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place.
So I think Lewis will feel a little under pressure here. But now Lewis starting to pull the gap out to Leclerc behind. A couple of tenths a lap. Let's keep an eye on that time, but ultimately it kind of doesn't matter if Sainz is behind Leclerc in this stint. Surely people are going to have to come into the pits again. So if you look at the tyres, they're not gonna last. So yeah, both Lewis and Sainz saving a bit of fuel for the final push, if you like. Now let's have a little look at gap to leader. There's still not a decent amount of time left. Sainz can probably push it a little bit as well. But it might be quite nice to get that little bit of a undercut. It's now just 2.6 ahead of Charles Leclerc. The rain is getting lighter. About 20 laps to go here. Now Carlos Sainz might as well attack the tyres for the next couple of laps, see if he can get past Charles Leclerc. Now he's going to come in and put on a brand new set. So here we go then, Carlos Sainz into the pit lane.
Pit lane.
Let's watch him on board. We don't often watch the pit stops on board, but let's do it. So in he comes. And he's away. Now he'd love to be in front of this group of three that are just coming past the pit lane now. He's not, though. So Sainz comes back out in 10th place. Now then, can Lewis look after these tyres for the rest of this race? That's what we're trying to calculate now. Because really, Lewis doesn't want to come out behind Albon. "15 laps to go." Probably be quite a push. Keep an eye on. You see, he's got very similar tyres to the people around him. Sainz not really making any inroads. So I'm on board with Sainz now. This is the ideal sort of chance for Sainz to go down the inside of Bottas now. And there you go, he is through.
Okay, well done.
And Leclerc having a look. Trying to take the lead from Lewis Hamilton.
They've moved up a place.
But Lewis being aggressive
And let's push.
and stays in front. Can Carlos get past? Let's go a little bit of ERS as well. Hamilton still in front. We're going to try and take these to the end of the race now. He's looking after them so much better than we expected him to. And although there won't be much left of them. Oh, Verstappen's in. That's an interesting development. So here's Verstappen coming out. He's coming out behind Sainz. Where is Sainz on track? So 43%, 12 laps to go. It's risky, but I think if we can look after the tyres, we might be able to do this.
Okay, copy.
I thought Leclerc was going to come in there. He didn't, though. "12 laps to go. Sainz now. It's kind of do or die for him. Well, there goes Albon into the pit lane now. Just the Red Bull to get past for Carlos. What we kind of need is Leclerc to come in and give us a benchmark of where we would come out. There's people with worse tyres than Lewis Hamilton. He is looking after his tyres very, very well. As I say, 12 laps to go. Here comes Carlos Sainz down the inside now of Esteban Ocon. Very good move there. Very good
Fantastic
move.
work.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race
We're
position.
still holding off Charles Leclerc here. This is very, very good defence. Ferrari clearly have got the fastest car this weekend, or at least over us. And now, Sainz starting to punch a hole into the lead of Lewis Hamilton. So let's zoom it through just a little bit here. Hamilton still has better tyres than Leclerc. Still no pit stop from Leclerc. Norris is in now. So Sainz up to 5th. Starting to catch up to Sergio Perez. This is pretty big now. Ocon's in as well. He was a little bit lower down. There are yellow flags. Don't know what that was for.
Looks like there's been a lockup.
The Lando Norris will lock up. But Lewis Hamilton leads this Sao Paulo Grand Prix, or does he? Because there goes Charles Leclerc down the inside and he is through. Now then,
Ferrari advance the race position.
that might change things because Sainz is up to 3rd. He is past Perez. Vettel's in the pits. So now Hamilton only gaining 3 points on his teammate. He's going to pop the overtake on.
If we could have an overtake press.
Now will Carlos Sainz reach his teammate in time? Hamilton goes down the inside of that corner that he made so famous in 2008. And he makes another important overtake there. I don't think Charles Leclerc has pitted. No, but Hamilton has the inside line.
Aston Martin.
Wow, that is a
there.
huge
Big boost
move
up
for
a
Lewis Hamilton. And he is through. And I think now Hamilton needs to push a little bit. We have got somebody locking up. Don't know who it was.
Looks like quite a big accident, yeah.
Copy that.
Has somebody crashed? It's Perez.
Just push.
Is it safety car? I don't think so. These two still side by side. They are holding each other up. I think Sainz is going to have to, reduce his fuel. Otherwise, he's going to run out of it.
Require fuel lift off.
Yeah.
He's got better tyres than Hamilton. This is ridiculous. Where is Carlos Sainz on track? He's not too far behind. Hamilton now dips below 30% on the tyres. Is Leclerc going to come in? No. These two know the only way for them to win the Grand Prix is to stay out there. For Lewis, it's championship on the line. Leclerc is pressuring him all the way. And he might have a look here, but no, Lewis defends very, very well. Once again. Yeah, this is very good from Lewis Hamilton. And there are 5 laps to go after this one. I don't think Sainz is doing quite enough to catch. Leclerc went a touch wide there. His tyres dropping off as well.
So focus on just bringing your tyre temperatures back under control for the moment.
Hamilton now.
Copy.
Now with 5 laps to go. It's going to get harder and harder for him to not make a mistake. Here comes Leclerc again. We'll have a quick check of tyre percentages. Leclerc on 27%. This is huge. This is huge. We've obviously got some ERS deployment as well. Sainz is going to be battling Max Verstappen, who's on much fresher tyres as well, so this might not work out well for Carlos Sainz either. There goes Lewis Hamilton once again, defending beautifully from Charles Leclerc.
4 laps remaining.
He's going to have to go down to balance now, though.
Okay.
6 seconds separates Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc and the people behind. 4 laps to go. There are yellow flags. Who has ran wide? Neither of our guys. So it kind of doesn't matter, but
Sounds like someone's gone wide there.
those two are definitely catching up. Going into turn 4. Now, can Carlos hold Verstappen back? Because now I'm a bit worried about Max. So Lewis now going into his 3rd final lap of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc still struggling to find a way past.
3 laps remaining.
These tyres are screaming for dear life. They could pick up a puncture at any moment. Sainz is doing a good job defending from Max Verstappen. It's within his interest to keep Max Verstappen behind, but Verstappen is having a look. With much fresher tyres, this could be huge for Max Verstappen. He goes down the inside and he is through. Now then, 5 seconds is the gap. 2.5 laps to go. This could be on the line.
Sorry, guys.
But now, crucially,
Checo behind.
there was
second.
17 points behind, between Lewis Hamilton and Carlos Sainz. There goes Charles Leclerc.
Just do what you can.
Can Lewis defend? He's still there, he's still fighting.
Such an awesome job, mate.
We're going to have 2 laps to go here. It could be a drag race up to the line.
2 laps remaining.
How does Pete Bonington sound so relaxed? Hamilton's still ahead, but now they're only 2.5 seconds ahead of Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen is now the favourite for this Grand Prix.
Looks
Oh,
like
this is
Aston
horrible.
Martin have just gained a race position.
Sainz is catching up too. I think Sainz has to be aggressive. And then Lewis Hamilton has just about got a full lap's worth of ERS. Just about. There's Max Verstappen. And now Charles Leclerc is going to be defending from him. There goes Verstappen down the inside. Lewis Hamilton now begins his final lap of the race. It could be any one of 4 that win the Sao Paulo Grand Prix here.
And think about left lifting coast.
I don't think Lewis should attack. Carlos Sainz has got
1 lap remaining.
a deploy. He's got push. He's going to attack his tyres. Who is going to win? Who is going to win? Track is now dry, apparently. Ridiculous.
We do not require any fuel liftoff.
Hamilton deploying his ERS, trying to build that gap. Here goes Carlos Sainz, potentially around the outside of Max Verstappen. Doesn't work. There are yellow flags, and that's Charles Leclerc has gone wide. So Hamilton has got nobody between him
Oh, they've gone wide.
and Max Verstappen. And now Sainz is going down the inside of Max. This is ridiculous. Lewis has run out of ERS. Lewis is now going to push on his fuel.
So we're low on battery at the moment.
Who's going to win it? I have no idea. This is going to be so close. Lewis Hamilton comes up to the line. Is he going to win it? Yes, he does. Wow. Lewis Hamilton wins the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Verstappen finishes second, Sainz in third, and Leclerc in fourth. That
Let's take
was
a closer look.
unbelievable.
And at the end of that final lap, Hamilton has secured the win.
And you can hear just how happy the crowd are for them too. They're on their feet.
Wow, on very little rubber at the end there, Lewis Hamilton. He had no ERS left, he had very little fuel left, and he manages to take 25 points. He pulls back 10 on Carlos Sainz, meaning that into the final race, there are 7 points separating first and second. It's going to be a second consecutive World Championship decider in Abu Dhabi. If Lewis Hamilton wins the race, Lewis Hamilton is an 8-time world champion. Carlos Sainz needs to finish within 6 points of Lewis, because on count back, Lewis would win now. But that was unbelievable. Charles Leclerc running wide. That
This is a result
has
truly
potentially
worthy of the champion.
changed
But Lewis
where the
Hamilton,
championship is going, because I don't know. If Lewis was within 4 points, he'd perhaps be even bigger favourite. But that was
never have a team
pretty
been more
ridiculous, wasn't it?
deserving
I
of
have no
the podium.
idea who got fastest
Everyone
lap.
must be ecstatic.
I mean, that could well be Lewis as well, or Carlos. I'm not sure. Whew. But Lewis wins. He did what he needed to do on a
The highly
two-stop
decorated
strategy,
record-breaker from Stevenage once again
while most
taking
of
to
the
podium.
grid did a 4-stop. I mean, yeah, that was calculated at the end there, wasn't it? It was. I mean, if Lewis did pit, he'd
There we
have been
have all
fine,
three
I think,
drivers that are
because he'd
taking
had
home
much
the
fresher
silverware,
tyres.
along
But
with the most valuable points.
yeah,
Aston
we
Martin
won, and
having an
that's all that
extremely
matters. A
good day at the
1-3 on a day that we
That's right,
started
they
or
made some
qualified
fine strategic decisions
7th
here.
and
It was
9th.
Brilliant to see them pay off.
Wow.
After an intense weekend, the team ends in first place in the constructor standings.
Formula One has almost reached its conclusion this year. Meet us next time in Abu Dhabi, between the desert and the sea, for an enthralling finale.
Oh, that was a tough race. It was actually a one-stop strategy from Lewis. Wow. A one-stop. There was a couple on there, on a 2 there. The 2 Alfa Romeo cars did a good job, but didn't benefit them in the end. Max Verstappen, funnily enough, got fastest lap. So out of the 2 drivers, Carlos Sainz did. But it obviously doesn't matter. But yes, Lewis Hamilton wins with Max Verstappen in second. Sainz finishes third, ahead of Charles Leclerc in fourth. Vettel finishes a brilliant 5th, Albon an excellent 6th, Ocon in 7th, Norris 8th, Bottas 9th, and Lance Stroll in the other AlphaTauri in 10th. Wow. Into the driver's standings then, it is 7 points between championship leader Carlos Sainz and the challenger Lewis Hamilton. Oh my word, it's going to be so close going into that race. And as I say, if Lewis Hamilton wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, he's an 8-time world champion. If Carlos Sainz finishes within 6 points of Lewis Hamilton, or at least in terms of places on the day, he will be world champion. But because Lewis has now won 9 races this year, if he wins the next one on countback, he will be world champion, no matter where Carlos finishes. Max Verstappen has secured 3rd. Ocon should finish 4th, unless Russell has a very good Grand Prix. Leclerc is battling with Magnussen for 6th place, and then Ricciardo and Vettel equal on points for 8th and 9th, and then Zhou Guanyu in the top 10, but Bottas is closing him down. Speaking of Bottas, himself and Norris are closing in on Alfa Romeo, 4 points between McLaren and Alfa in the championship. Alpine could still overtake Mercedes for 3rd in the championship. We are now into the 700s, which is an awesome achievement this season for us. So Lewis Hamilton doesn't get a dev point. What about Carlos Sainz? Nothing for him either. But 1 for Oscar Piastri, which is rather nice. So there you go then. It is going to be a championship decider in the next episode. And our final race in charge of Aston Martin. Who is going to win the championship? Lewis Hamilton or Carlos Sainz? It couldn't be closer. It really couldn't be. Essentially, whoever wins the next race will be world champion. But we know fine well that our car is not the fastest out there anymore. If we do have a look at the car analysis, our car is mid-table at best. And that's perhaps why we're not winning races very comfortably anymore. So, if you want to look at it that way, Lewis Hamilton has to finish at least 7th to have a chance of winning the World Championship. Now, I don't know if we could rush through any developments in the next week. Is it 2 weeks before Abu Dhabi? No, so I don't think we can rush through any projects, but yeah, I mean, as we've always said, we were giving up on development this year, throwing everything over to next year because we started off this season so far ahead of everybody else, but it's definitely caught up with us now, and well, who knows what is going to happen. It's going to be so close, and I cannot wait to get into it. But that's where we're going to leave it for today's episode. If you have enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 Manager videos, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.